They never yell. They never threaten. They just go quiet. And somehow, you feel like the villain. This is not kindness. This is not being calm. This is emotional warfare, the most polite version of punishment you'll ever experience. Not all abuse comes with shouting. Some people punish you with stillness. They sigh, they pause, they lower their gaze. And suddenly, your chest tightens with guilt you can't explain. This isn't about miscommunication. This is about control. Elegant and weaponized control. They want you to guess what you did wrong. They want you to fix what they won't name. And the more confused you get, the more powerful they feel. This is known as passive-aggressive guilt-giving. It thrives in politeness. It hides in quiet rooms. And it breaks people without ever raising a voice. The method is simple. You say or do something they don't like. Instead of telling you, they withdraw. You panic. You apologize. You start doing damage control, even when you're not sure why. They stay silent until you've bent over backwards. It's called negative reinforcement. They remove affection, attention, or presence, so you feel compelled to earn them back. They don't have to ask. You offer. They don't demand respect. You chase their approval, like a dog who peed on the floor. They get to keep the moral high ground. After all, they didn't say anything. The silent guilt givers, sometimes, they're just emotionally underdeveloped. They grew up in households where direct expression was punished. So silence became their tool of survival, and later, of manipulation. They might be the nice partner who never gets angry, but you're always apologizing. Maybe the boss who freezes you out instead of giving feedback, or the parent who sighs loudly but never says what's wrong. The tactic works because it makes you do all the emotional labor. You carry the guilt. You solve the conflict. You repair the rupture, and they walk away clean. Why is this so powerful? Because guilt is sticky. It lingers. It makes you self-monitor. Every word, every move, every silence becomes a minefield. The guilt giver doesn't want resolution. They want you to feel bad enough to become more obedient, more careful, and more pleasing. This behavior is often linked to covert narcissism, emotional immaturity, or learned manipulation from childhood dynamics. There's no proof. No yelling, no name-calling, no insults, just silence, and you're unraveling. You become overly apologetic. You start anticipating their moods. You become hypervigilant and always scanning for what you did wrong. You might even start isolating yourself because you feel too exhausting to be around. And the guilt giver? They act like they've done nothing. They wear the mask of peace while you lose your mind trying to decode their silence. You are not required to fix a problem that isn't clearly expressed. Healthy people talk. Toxic patterns punish. When you feel confused not because of what someone said, but because they refuse to say anything at all, you're not in a relationship. You're in a guilt trap. Ignoring you is their way of staying in control. Naming the behavior, refusing the guilt, and not reacting is how you take it back. They don't scream. They don't slam doors. They just fade and wait for you to chase. But behind that calm face is a master of emotional leverage. Silence is the sharpest blade wrapped in velvet. Don't fall for it. And that's a wrap, my dear friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay awesome.